to this video. The silence after the jump lasted exactly 1.8 seconds. Then every alarm in the colony sector screamed at once. On the bridge of the UES Unbroken Oath, Colonel Marcus Reaper Shaw felt the deck lurch as the massive Warhammer-class dreadnought dropped out of fold space only 800 kilometers from the Kasar picket line. 800 clicks. In space combat, that was a knife fight. All stations. Green across the board. Lieutenant Commander Aria Voss reported, her voice calm as winter steel. Shields at 110% overload. Rail batteries hot. Drop bays armed and angry. Marcus didn't answer immediately. He was watching the tactical holo. 42 Kasar capital ships, jagged violet shards of living crystal, had been drifting lazily above the human colony world of New Kyoto, waiting for the last council frigate to burn cold. They weren't drifting anymore. They were turning, accelerating, weapon ports blooming open like purple flowers made of pure spite. "Reaper," Arya said again, quieter this time. "Orders?" Marcus allowed himself half a smile. Remind them why humanity stopped asking permission. He keyed the all-fleet channel. "All Warhammers, this is Reaper Actual. No formation, no mercy. We are not here to hold ground. We are here to take skulls and bring our people home. Drop on my mark. Mark!" 40,000 armored Titans fell from the sky. New Kyoto, surface 14 minutes later. The first thing Private Aisha Rahman felt was a burn of atmospheric entry, the drop pod turning into a glowing meteor as it screamed down through violet Kasar lance fire. The pod's internal speakers were playing the old recording, the one every Warhammer knew by heart. No one falls in battle. The words were calm, ancient, spoken by a man dead 200 years. They still made her grin like a wolf. Impact. The pod smashed into the ferrocrete of Kyoto Prime's central plaza, hard enough to shatter a Kasar armored walker that had been standing there. Shockwaves spiderwebbed the pavement. 4 magnetic clamps blew outward, and the front of the pod peeled open like a steel flower. Aisha stepped out in 12 tons of Mark 9 Titan exo armor, 2 meters and change of matte black death. Her rail cannon unfolded from her back with a hydraulic growl. The HUD painted the world red and gold. 312 Kasar infantry in crystalline exoskeletons, 8 walkers, 3 anti-orbital emplacements, and 1 very surprised Kasar commander floating 3 meters off the ground on anti-grav wings. Aisha raised her cannon. "Knock, knock, motherfuckers." The rail slug left the barrel at 9 times the speed of sound. The Kasar commander became purple mist and regret. Across the planet, 40,000 more pods hit like the wrath of an angry god. High orbit. Same time. The Unbroken Oath shuddered as a Kasar lance carved a glowing scar across her forward shields. Marcus didn't flinch. Port batteries. Give that shard-kissed bastard a broadside he'll feel in his next life. 14 hypervelocity rails spoke as one. The Kasar battleship Vengeance of Eternal Night tried to roll away. It almost made it. Then 14 depleted uranium spears punched through its crystalline lattice in perfect sequence. The enemy ship didn't explode. It simply came apart. A trillion glittering fragments spinning away into the dark like lethal snowflakes. Marcus allowed himself 1 second of satisfaction. Then he turned to the real problem. On the main hollow, a Kasar dreadnought 3 times the Oath size was accelerating straight toward New Kyoto's capital. Its main weapon, a violet lance capable of cracking continental plates, was charging. "Time to intercept," Marcus asked. 42 seconds, Voss replied. "Too long. Helm, ramming speed. All ahead. Full." Voss actually looked at him. "Sir, that thing. Masters. I wasn't asking, Commander." The unbroken Oath roared forward, engines flaring white. Collision alarms howled. Marcus strapped into the crash throne and keyed the open channel every Warhammer carried. "Attention, all drop troops on New Kyoto. In 30 seconds, this ship is going to punch a new hole in the sky. When that dreadnought dies, I want every civilian still breathing to know whose flag just saved their asses. Make me proud." He killed the channel. 20 seconds. 15. The Kasar dreadnought's lance reached full charge. Violet light so bright it turned the bridge purple. 10 seconds. Marcus whispered the old words, the ones carved inside every Warhammer helmet. "No one falls in battle." 5. The unbroken Oath struck the Kasar dreadnought bow first at 0.12C. There was no sound in vacuum, but every view screen on the planet below went white for 3 full seconds. When vision returned, the Kasar dreadnought was gone. In its place drifted 2 slowly tumbling halves of a human dreadnought, still firing, still alive, still winning. New Kyoto Governor's Palace. 27 minutes after insertion. Governor Elena Marquez stumbled through smoke and falling marble, clutching her 8-year-old daughter to her chest. Kasar shock troops had breached the palace bunker. She could hear their chittering language echoing down the corridor, could see the violet glow of their blades. She backed into a corner, tears cutting tracks through the soot on her face. Then the wall exploded inward. A single Warhammer stepped through the breach, 2.5 meters of black armor, gold insignia of the 3rd Orbital Drop Legion gleaming on his shoulder. His helmet tilted down toward the little girl. A soft, almost gentle voice came from the external speakers. "Hey kid, you like piggyback rides?" The little girl stared wide-eyed. The Warhammer knelt, turning so his massive armored back faced her. "Hop on. I've got a shuttle with your name on it." Elena found her voice. Who are you people?" The Titan glanced back, and even through the mirrored visor she could feel the grin. "Ma'am, we're the ones the council told you not to worry about." He stood, the child now clinging to his neck like a koala on a redwood. His rail cannon unfolded again. "Stay behind me." The first Kasar rounded the corner. The Warhammer put 3 rounds through its center mass before it finished raising its weapon. Violet blood painted the walls. More came. None of them left. UES Sabbath, flagship, 4 hours later. Admiral Donald Wayne stood on the observation deck, watching rescue shuttles stream back from the surface. 40,000 Warhammers inserted. 40,000 coming home. Not one left behind. The hatch behind him hissed open. Chancellor Wyatt Kuya stepped through, still wearing the same sharp suit he'd worn in the council chamber. His eyes were bloodshot, but there was something new in them. Pride, maybe, or relief. Donald didn't turn. New Kyoto is secure. So are Avalon, Reach, and Thermopylae 7. The Kasar are running with their crystalline tails between their legs. Wyatt joined him at the viewport. Below, the curve of New Kyoto spun slowly, blue and alive. You disobeyed the council, Wyatt said quietly. No, Donald replied. I obeyed you. You told them we'd send soldiers. You never said whose orders those soldiers would follow. Wyatt actually laughed, short, sharp, surprised. On the main holo, a new transmission crackled to life. High Counselor Syraxis appeared, his carapace actually cracked in places, his mandibles trembling with rage. Chancellor Kuya, Admiral Wayne, you have violated every treaty. Wyatt killed the channel with a flick of his wrist. Donald raised an eyebrow. Wyatt shrugged. Some conversations aren't worth having. Below them, a little girl in a too large evacuation jumpsuit pressed her face to the viewport of a shuttle, waving frantically at the black-armored giant who had carried her out of hell. The Warhammer waved back. Across known space, every newsfeed, human and alien alike, carried the same image. A single Warhammer standing on a mountain of broken Kasar crystal, planting an Earth flag while a burning violet dreadnought fell behind him, like a dying star. The caption was simple. They came when no one else would. In hidden fortresses and secret shipyards across human space, engineers looked up from their work and smiled. The sleeping giants were awake, and they were pissed. No one falls in battle. And today, the galaxy remembered why.